All right, Shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all glory, and all honors unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Dash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This is another edition of the Mark of the Beast, which is an update that I have here from pymnts.com, which is, I guess this is payments.com, pymnts.com. This is under digital identity. ID2020, what's needed for digital identity in 2020. This is from March 27, 2020, the year of prophecy, right? I was going to say Charagma, which this is going into the Charagma, which is the word for Mark in Revelation 13 chapter, which we all know. But we're getting closer to that Charagma being instituted. Okay. So I just have a one or two articles I want to get into. So let's get into it. So it says who we are, where we're headed, and what this all looks like on the other side of the pandemic are topics on everyone's mind right now. So are vaccines. So is online shopping with urgency. All of these subjects share a commonality: IDs. And commerce, knowing and verifying who's on the other side of a transaction can mean the difference between a retailer making a sale to a loyal customer or a fraudster. For the government, IDs can be a way to make sure individuals get the services they need, such as medical care and vaccines. We're barely a quarter into 2020, and already it feels as if several lifetimes have been packed into just under 3 months. And I'm going to say this is because the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, is speeding up the time. Okay? It says that the time is going to be shortened for the elect's sake. That's in Matthew the 24th chapter. As well as when you read Revelation the 12th chapter, it says that the devil is going to come down with great wrath because he knoweth he has a short time. So that's why you're seeing these prophecies happen. That's why you're seeing these elites create certain events, because they're trying to establish their new world order in the earth, their wicked new world order in the earth, and Yahweh Shai Shai is leading them to their destruction. Okay, via the prophecies. So a lot of things are happening quickly now. All right. So I'm going to continue reading. It says the COVID-19 pandemic has brought home the realities of a sea of change in commerce and in healthcare and in the digitization of, everything. So that's the future. The future is digitization, okay? And they want to institute this ID 2020, which is going to help complete their plan of something called transhumanism, where computers and humans are going to be integrated. That's the next big integration. First it was integration through the different races and ethnic groups here in America, and around the world, civil rights. But now the next integration is going to be man and machine, okay? So it says, the gateway to all of this digitization running smoothly is, of course, verification. And verification can come only on the heels of having the right documentation, attributes, and offerings in place that can be verified with speed and security through the use of advanced technologies. These are, of course, a number of approaches in triangulating IDs and authentication using mobile devices, using unique biometric identifiers, even using digital documents. All right. And this is what they want to do. Okay. They want to put everyone that's alive on the earth into this new digital system that there's going to be controlled by the banking elites of Esau, the so-called white man, so he can have and keep tabs on everyone. All your information is going to be in one database, one system. Okay. Which goes further into the prophecy of Revelation 13, where it talks about the number of the beast is 636. Okay. Because that's where he's going to base the vibration of his numerical database off of. Okay. And all these different microchips, because that's what's coming, the microchip implant, and these, this digital system is going to be based off of that number. Okay. So it says regulatory initiatives such as strong customer authentication, SCA, mandate offering up something an individual knows, says, and has in order to establish identity. Yeah, and that's why, when you have to authenticate anything now, whether it's over the phone or on your smartphone or computer, you got to enter in a password. You got to enter in, the last 4 digits of your social number. They'll ask you for like a secret answer to a question that only you know. But even then, people forget that, they're constantly asking for, a replacement password. It happens to me sometimes. Or people can hack the system. So once they institute this new digitization system, this new ID2020 system, everything is going to be in one place, and they're going to know who's who. And the reason why they're going to know who's who is because that mark is going to be in your right hand or in your forehead. Okay. So I want to jump down here into where it says this. It says, if they develop a funnel for digital passports, that will automatically trickle down and be adopted by all of the different countries. Because this is a global thing. This is something, this new world order, this is talking about the actual earth. Okay? The oikomene in the Greek. They want all countries to adopt this new system. That's why you're seeing these different countries around the world establish themselves into this new digital currency central banking system now. Okay? So it says, Pointner said of those agencies, digital passports can eventually be part of digital identity wallets. Right? Now, I did a video last week going into the identity wallets that Bill Gates has spoke about that was going to be a part of ID 2020. And that even with these vaccines and things, they're going to have microchip implants in them. So all of this is all a part of the big plan. Okay. It says far-flung nationwide efforts are underway in Australia and Canada, for example, and the European Union, that's the 10 toes, pursuant to Daniel the 2nd chapter. Those 10 kings, all right, those 10 horns, those are the countries of the European Union, which make up the beast. All right, the revived Roman Empire, which includes America. Okay. So it says, and the European Union has a framework in place for its member nations through regulations known as EIDAs. Okay. A computerized version of identity may gain special urgency as COVID-19 continues to threaten public health. So, as we always say, it's COVID-19 pandemic, the coronavirus is the catalyst, is the excuse that these elites are using to push everyone into this globalization and into this new world order. Okay? It says tracking vaccines certainly will be important in ending pandemics now and in the future. That's part of the ID 2020 Alliance, which launched late last year and which has joint efforts in place with the government of Bangladesh and the Vaccine Alliance Gavi, among others. Okay? All right. It says, An announcement upon the launch, ID2020 Executive Director Dakota Groiner said, "Digital ID is being defined and implemented today, and we recognize the importance of swift action to close the identity gap. As noted in this space, immunization is serving as a platform for digital IDs, right? Because now they can implant you with a microchip. All right, through these vaccines. It says tied to birth registration and vaccinations to provide newborns with biometrically underpinned digital identity." How are they going to do that biometrically? Because when a baby's born, they already do the footprint. They put the footprint. When they and then they do the birth certificate and they print. They put the baby's foot in ink. So that's already in the system. It's on the paperwork. But biometrically would mean implanting with a microchip. Okay. All right. So they can track the vaccinations. All right. If they have the measles vaccine, they had the tetanus shots. Okay. It says Gavi, for its part, said at the time of the ID 2020 launch that 89% of children and adolescents who do not have identification live where that organization is active, indicating that public health may be the springboard to giving people at birth their records. And what's going to be, what are those records going to be contained in? A microchip. Okay, so they're going to be chipping people at birth. All right. It says, indicating that public health may be the springboard to giving people at birth the records they need later in life to participate fully in the global economy. And that's the prophecy that they would not be able. Let me get it. Okay, let's get it. All right. They're setting it up, man. They're setting it up. Okay, and we all know Revelation 13, but it just fits in bringing this out, Let's see if this loads up. Here we go. Revelation 13, man. Okay, because it says that they won't be able to fully participate, And that's what they want everybody to do, worship the beast. So this is Revelation 13. I started 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, and free and bond, to receive a mark. Right, that's the microchip implant. Okay, in the right hand or in the foreheads, and this is the point, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So except you are fully implemented into this system, you won't be able to participate. No man might buy or sell. So you won't be able to participate buying and selling and living in this new world that these wicked devils want to create. Because you won't have the chip, but they're going to do it. But they want to do it at birth, so you'll be a part of it. Fully implement you into this new world order. Okay. So now the next article here. All right, and this is from biometricupdate.com. It says fingerprint payment cards, biometrics for autos and industry pandemic response. Top news this week. This is dated March 27, 2020, the year of prophecy. All right, and we can see what's going on here. It says how a fingerprint biometrics provider will navigate the next phase of its business, new entrance into the market for identifying and detecting people in vehicles. All right, so they'll be able to know who's riding in these cars. And SIM cards being reactivated in Tanzania were among the week's top stories on Biometric Update. The wave of announcements of new biometric and digital identity. That's the new thing, digital identity. But the thing about it is, what's crazy is your identity is already in a digital system. But they want you to have have your digital identity, your paperwork, your documents personally on inside your body via the chip. Okay? It says the wave of announcements of new biometric and digital identity products being developed and deployed for coronavirus outbreak mitigation also continued. Okay? The coronavirus outbreak is the key. It says, and was joined by considerations of the impact on the market and civil liberties. Because they're already taking away your liberties here in America as a public health issue, and they're locking down these countries and these borders nationwide and worldwide. Okay? So that's in Tanzania, right? Which Tanzania is in Africa. So this is just a whole new thing that they're doing. Okay? A whole new thing that they're doing is they're setting up these countries with different biometric systems, right? So it says here, the broad transition in the fingerprint sensor market is reflected in changing leadership at many leading companies in the industry, and new IDEX Biometric CEO Vince Graziani told Biometric Update in his first interview since taking over the company that it was essentially restarted by previous chief executive Stan Swearingen. It's time to go into full commercial mode, Graziani said. So they're going to start pushing this chip and this digital identity across the mainstream. All right. I'll just read this here. It says Cadillac is planning to launch facial recognition to its Escalade CT4 and CT5 models as part of its Super Cruise semi-autonomous driving system. But Chinese automaker Shangan already has a similar system out for its Uni-T. Hyundai Mobis, Analog Devices, and Cisco spinoff Jungle Connectivity and Yandex are also bringing technologies for detecting or identifying people to an automotive biometrics market that appears to be heating up fast. All right, because this is the Lord heating things up fast, man. And we here at GMS, we've been telling you that this system is going to start to roll out quick. And once they push this chip out, like Apostle Hart says, and I believe this too, things are going to move quick. Okay, things are going to start moving faster, until the time of the end of Esau's world, okay? It says Tanzania's gradual progress toward full biometric registration of SIM cards continues, with a third of those previously deactivated back on their networks. Registration of civil servants in Liberia, which that's West Africa, an investment in South African firm. So this is all over the continent, amongst the Israelites scattered in West Africa, Liberia, Tanzania. I believe some of those are the Cushites. All right, it's Cush, South Africa. Those are the Canaanites. So amongst the African continent, they're already pushing biometrics. Same thing in China. It says registration of civil servants in Liberia and investment in South African firm Contractable is also in the week's news out of Africa. Okay? Because this is a global project. Okay? ID 2020. All right? I don't think I saw anything else. It says COVID-19 was also behind a popular article. All right, COVID-19 was also behind a popular article on the suggestion by House Financial Services Committee Chair Maxine Waters to disperse government aid to individuals using a digital currency backed by a state ledger and digital ID. And brothers have done videos on that. A proposal from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi originally contained a similar provision, which did not make it to the final draft. All right, but that what Maxine Waters proposed could be in there. Okay, so they're pushing this technology out here, man. Okay, but this thing is moving quickly, man. All right, prophecy is moving quickly. You know, we're just over 3 months into 2020. Today's April 1st, 2020, the year of prophecy, and the word of the Lord is continually coming to pass. But with that, I'm going to end it there. Our praises, our glory, and our honors unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Shalom.